What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Let's Build Enterprise A 2.0 Season 1 Episode 13. I'm Zero Elite, and I just want to thank you very much for tuning in today's episode. If you haven't, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, helping me in supporting the channel. I can't thank you enough for that. Today we've got about a 15-minute episode, so we're going to dive right into this thing. So let's kick back, relax, and let's go. We're just going to be getting in a little bit of lighting down here on the lower hull front end where our deflector dish is. I tell you, I hate adding in these candles. If it were up to me, I wouldn't have any of them, but some places we got to have them. So we're going to knock some of that out, and then we're going to, there's some light gray concrete blocks in the deflector dish. We're going to be swapping those out for white concrete, and then we'll be moving over to the lower part of the saucer. So it's not looking too bad. Definitely needs some lighting in there. Something you can do too, like if you want to see how dark your ship's going to be, you can always switch it to turn the day-night cycle on. So this way at night you can see how much of your ship is actually illuminated and what areas you need to add that in. I try to avoid doing my videos at nighttime, just so you guys can see the builds clearly, but that's definitely something that you can do. I do that myself. So because, you know, at the same time, like when you're looking at something during the day, it might be a little bit lighter, obviously, because there's more sunlight. So just something to consider. Anyway, we're rocking and rolling here, so we're just swapping out this row from the light gray to the white concrete, not doing anything fancy. But at this point, it's a dealer's choice as usual. So if you like that gray line there, leave it. Who cares? Now I will say we are going to come back and do at least one more pass at the front deflector dish, because I think that we can do just a little bit more to get it where we want it. Because really what I'm trying to achieve here, when you look at the front of the deflector dish on the Enterprise A refit, the original one, not the one from the Kelvin timeline, you're going to notice that there's a very faint blue ring that's going around the deflector dish. That's what I'm trying to do right here. But what's happening is that because I have that outer ring, it's making the deflector dish itself look very small. Now, some of you might be like, well, that's not a big deal, because the Final Frontier Enterprise A, the deflector dish was actually a lot smaller than all the other versions. And if you don't know that, go back and check it out. You might be surprised. But yeah, that's just something that I'm thinking about. We're not going to get into that in today's episode. That's going to be something that we'll be diving into in the future. But just to get, you know, that the wheels turning in your mind and let that marinate, and thinking about, okay, what can we do to facilitate that this issue? How can we make it look more how the original refit looked? Anyway, we're going to be switching gears. Now we're going to the lower part of the saucer, and we're just going to fill in this next row. We're going to bring this going all the way back to the next ring, and then we're going to stop. Not doing anything fancy. You're going to do this going all the way around, except for the outline of our neck. Don't want to fill that in. We want to make sure we leave that opened, so that this way when we start fleshing out the interior, we're not having to come back and delete some of that. So you want to make sure to knock all that out. Once you do, you can go ahead and we're going to jump into the next step here. Just throwing a couple of sea lanterns down there just so you guys can see just a little bit better. But we'll work on getting some more permanent lighting down there as we go. Alright, you could probably guess what we're going to be doing next. We're literally just going to be repeating the previous process that we just completed. So we're just going to add in a few more sea lanterns to get our light source in place, and then we're going to fill in this next row, and we're going to bring this in to our next ring. So just bring this going all the way back. As long as you're following that step, no mistakes can be made. All right. So once you've completed that step, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move along. And going along this row here, you can see we don't have any half slabs. So to cut that line down, we're going to do a pass going all the way around this ring with half slabs, just to make the cut line not so significant. You want to make sure that you're going to knock that out going all the way around. Then we're going to come back to our inner dome, I guess you can call it, and we're going to add a row of concrete blocks going all the way around, just to stretch it out just a little bit, but not too much. We don't want to veer away that far from our circle, because once we start adding in layers, it's going to start to deteriorate our circle. And that's going to be something we're actually going to be diving into in just a moment. But once you've completed this step with the full blocks, with the white concrete, you're going to come back with half slabs. And you're going to want to do that going all the way around. This way we have a nice, even transition point going all the way down. We're going to slightly shift gears for a minute. I know we're kind of hopping all over the place a little bit in today's episode. Sometimes it's like that, you know. I've been trying to make a point to be more consistent when I start building on something, to see it through and then move on to the next step and next step, instead of being so scatterbrained. But these things can happen, you know. We're kind of jumping around just a little bit. So right now we're just going to be getting some lighting in on the belly of our lower hull. You can see I'm just going off the corners. We don't need a ton of these to the point that we have a ship that looks like it's on fire. We just need to get in at least with every transition point, so this way the lighting's consistent. And as you can see, I'm going off of that last light gray block before it cuts upward. This is exactly what I'm talking about, you know, and you're going to see this as we go more and more and do these builds, that when you set a process in place and you stick to it, it becomes a lot easier to correct your work and to determine what you're going to need to do next. That's looking pretty good. Now that's all nice and illuminated. Now we just got to fill that in. And that's what we're going to do right now. So we're not doing anything fancy here. We're just following our cut line and bringing it all the way over. So we're not adding in any additional rows, anything else. We're just filling in the gap, going all the way up. Now when you get to this row here, it's going to be the same deal. So I wanted to make sure to show this way you guys have the same belly as I do. But you want to make sure that you're building off of that bottom row as you're going up the belly of your ship. Again, as long as you can do that, you're in good shape. If you're noticing that it's not lining up, then you're making a mistake somewhere. You need to go back, double check your work. All right. Like I said, I know that we're going at lightning speed in today's episode. So I had to pump the brakes a little bit, put us back in neutral. So now we're going to be shifting gears. We're going to be going back to the saucer. So we're going to be going to the very center of the saucer. And remember I was telling you guys about earlier, making adjustments to your circle because it can become distorted. So in order to fix this as we transition inward, we're going to reestablish our ring. So we're going to go to our pixel circle generator, and you can say I put in 30 by 30. I'm going to have to add in a 1 to take into account our dead block space. So we're going to do 31 by 31. Just a brief recap. We're just taking this upper right hand corner, this first piece. Remember, if you cut your circle into 4 pieces via the x-axis point, we're just going to copy this pattern right here 4 times, mirroring it to the left and then mirroring it down and then mirroring it to the left again. So our starting point off the very belly of the saucer, we're going to count 15 out in each direction. And you're probably going to say again, 0, your math isn't mathing. That's 30. You're not taking into account your dead block space. I can't tell you how many people I have either had join my Discord or comments, and they just have nothing but negative things to say because they, for whatever reason, they just cannot comprehend that the dead block space is going to count with your placement. Not trying to be mean about it, but as you can see, it can be frustrating because you're trying to help people out and going over a process, and you have people that are quite frankly very mean, and then on top of that, you're explaining it correctly, they're just not getting it, and they're being mean to you because of it. But no, that dead block space, it's vital. And if you don't believe me, go back just previously, we were at 31 by 31, and if you count that out and you actually look at the template, it does math. That very center, that dead block space, is vital to doing pixel circles on Minecraft. This is why I leave my x-axis point established so that in situations like this we can come back and do it. Okay, so enough about that rant. You can see that we've got our next row here that we generated. So now we're just going to fill in the gap in between them only, and we're going to do that with half slabs. So you just want to make sure that we're going to do this going all the way around. Now we're getting to a point where our circle is very small, so I can do this live. And I wanted to show this just so you guys, so we could all be on the same page here. But you're going to want to fill that in going all the way around with the half slabs. Alrighty. So we're looking pretty good. So now off that same row of our new circle, we're going to do a row of gray concrete going all the way around. Now once we do that, then we're going to come back with half slabs and do half slabs underneath. Some of you might be saying, well, why are you adding in that row of the gray? Honestly, for me, it's something that we're never going to see on the build. I'm just doing that because in my experience, it takes less time to go all the way around and add that row than just doing next row down with the half slabs and deleting a whole bunch of blocks as you transition inward. This is just my own personal preference. Build in a way that's easiest for you. If you don't think that's easy for you, don't do it that way. Simple as that. All right, so now once we've done that, we're going to come back again and we're going to do a row of white concrete going all the way around, and we're building that specifically off that row of the half slabs. So this way we're transitioning downward just a little bit, but it's only a half cut. It's not a full cut. Alrighty. So now we're just going to repeat the same process that we did earlier. So we're going to do a row with light gray concrete going all the way around off that same build line that we're currently on with the white concrete. Follow your cut line. As long as you're following your cut line, you are in good shape. You can see right there, I fudged up. I didn't follow my cut line, so I had to go back and fix it. As you're going, mistakes are going to happen, you know. As you can see, I just made one, but I was able to spot it out and fix it. So once we've completed that step, same deal, we're going to do a row of half slabs going all the way around underneath our light gray concrete. Or excuse me, our gray concrete. That's looking pretty good. Now, I don't really show it in the video here, but there was a reason I went back and I reestablished our circle. Now, in order for you to see this, you're going to have to zoom outwards. So maybe go down to the ground and look upwards, straight up. And you'll be able to see that if we just went off of the row that we had here previously, and we tried to transition downward, what would have happened, our circle would have began to deteriorate. So that's the whole reason why we went back to the pixel circle generator and just went through all the steps that we did, because we want to try to keep this as consistent as possible going all the way through. This is what I should have done on my Enterprise D for the top and bottom part of the saucer. So alright, we're going back to our pixel circle generator. We're going to do 21 by 21. So you're just going to count out 10 in each direction. And off that 10th block, that's your starting point. As long as you're doing that, you are in good shape. You say, making a slight tweak here, we want this to come down just a little bit, so after it's all said and done, this will come down just 1/2 slab. Because we've already got a row of our half slabs there, and once this is done, it'll look like there's just a row of half slabs going all the way down, transitioning again. As you know, this is something that I don't get a chance to talk about too much, but I have been talking about it more frequently, that, you know, I don't have a blueprint in place for these ships. I'm winging it as I go, and I'm just looking at what I have, comparing that to the reference material, and just trying to figure out some type of game plan that's going to work and make everything look right. Now, like I was saying before, you know, going back to the pixel circle generator, this is going to make a difference. Some of you might say, like, oh, well, you know what, like, is it really going to make that much of a difference? Yes, it will. To critique my own work, that's why I said this is what I should have done on my Enterprise D, because I got kind of lazy with the layering for the top and bottom section of the saucer, because it just took forever to do it. We're going to end up coming back in Season 2 of the Enterprise D to fix that. Alrighty, so now we've got our next circle established, doing the same thing again with the half slabs, filling in the gap, so that this way we only have a half, or excuse me, not a half, but a half slab cut going down. And you're going to do that going all the way around. And once you've done that, then it's going to complete today's episode. But if you guys did enjoy this content, if you can help me out, hit that like and subscribe button, helping me and supporting the channel. I can't thank you guys enough for that. I do get people asking me from time to time, hey Zero, is there anything I can do to support the channel? And to be honest, yeah, there is. If you could just help me out, share these videos, hit the like and subscribe button, but most importantly, if you guys can watch my videos from beginning to end. This is something that actually really helps out the analytics on my channel. It'll help me to get monetized in the long run, and hopefully expand the channel to be able to do even more stuff in the future for you guys. But anyway, that's enough about me peddling, asking for help with a few things. But I think that's going to do it for us today. I hope everybody has a happy and safe week. And of course, what did you make in Minecraft today? Post your photos in the Discord.